Well, this is another segment of an introduction of one of our recent deliveries. This is going to a fellow in Palm Beach County. He's going to tow it behind his bigger Rybovich sport fisherman. One of the features that he wanted here in the anchor locker, because of our customizable aspect of our boats, is he wanted to be able to handle 2 anchors. So we have a forward anchor in place right now with a bulkhead and the anchor line forward of that. We have a second anchor holder here for when we get that secondary anchor, with a massive anchor locker capable of holding easily 300 feet a half-inch line, and another anchor with 100 feet a half-inch line for stern anchoring in the Bahamas typically. So that's one example of how we can customize that to your needs. Of course, the big pull-up cleat standard with a huge stainless steel backing plate. You can see that on our website. This customer opted for the forward seating option. Of course, our boats all have a flat floor, so you can choose to either have the flat floor completely, or put a frigid rigid coffin box here, or, as is the case here, the forward seating, which has massive storage below the cushions. It's all nice and radiused. Drink holders, 2 on each side, built into the forward seating modular unit. On the front of the console, this customer opted for just straight storage below the front seat. Now this can also be a cooler if you choose for this to be a cooler, but in this case he wanted just storage. As we move up, he chose the hard top with the color underneath that matches the color of the hull side. You can also see that he chose to have the Rupp outriggers, the 15-foot telescopic Rupp outriggers. They're not rigged yet, but soon will be. He did choose our standard console instead of our console with the head in it, which is an option. This being our standard console with our tow kick, just like our forward seating has tow kick, our live well has tow kick. Tow kick makes it more difficult to build, of course, but then all the fasteners are hidden. Here he opted for the 12-inch Garmin multiple function screen, which is his sounder, dual frequency sounder, and GPS chart plotter. Fusion stereo. This customer opted for 6 JL audio speakers and an amplifier, but to go with this Fusion stereo. ICOM VHF. Of course, he chose the Edson wheel, which is an option. He also has a leaning post live well, which is also an option on this boat. Stern seat, removable stern seat. The backrest is removable. It's completely removable. The arms fold out of the way for storage. The aft cushion itself also can be removed or simply lowered for while you're fishing. Your choice. Otherwise, the boat has the standard additional compartment here, which is either another live well, an in-floor live well, or it is an insulated fish box, just like the forward fish box, which I forgot to point out, which is a massive fish box. It's heavily insulated with foam besides being built out of core. So they're truly, truly insulated boxes that will hold ice. So this can be another live well, another fish box, or just additional storage. He's opted to leave it as storage. Access to the bilge is big boat style, massive. Complete access to fuel filter, live well pump, transducer, the forward diaphragm pump for that massive forward fish box. And then as you go aft, 2 rule pumps with the digital float switches. And again, our riggers actually get down in here and can actually go aft. So it's a great feature. One other thing I want to point out is the way we do all of our hatches. You'll note that they don't have any hardware. They just have a cut through the channel, goes into a fiberglass channel that's glassed under the deck. And all the lockers, the forward one ties into this one, then they tee and go overboard so nothing drains into the bilge. And you don't have fixtures, you don't have hose clamps to rust, you don't have hoses to break 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, and you don't know they've broken. And lastly, the hatches fit. This is the way they are meant to fit. Nice, tight, not warped, just a real professional big boat feel to them. Then as far as power is concerned, he opted for the single 300 Yamaha, which is the minimum horsepower on the boat. You could go all the way up to twin 300 horsepower motors if you choose. And that's it for this customer's boat.